Hello and welcome to Kogi In Focus, your weekly review of happenings in and around Nigeria's capital state, Kogi. I am Khadijat Mohammed. On the program today, Kogi Governor congratulates Akeredolu on election victory. INEC disclosed dates for 2023 presidential election. And Kogi State Governor celebrates OONI of Ife at 46. This and more when we return. Stay tuned. Kogi State Governor Bello has congratulated his ONDO State counterpart, Rotimi Akeredolu, on his victory in the October 10 governorship election in the state. Akeredolu, who is the governorship candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, emerged victorious after pulling 292,830 votes to defeat his closest contender, Adejoh of the PDP, who garnered 195,791 votes in the keenly contested election. Bello, in his congratulatory message signed by his Chief Press Secretary, Onogun Mohammed, described Akeredolu's re-election for another 4 years in office as victory for democracy. He said the good people of ONDO State have spoken loud and clear, having once again demonstrated their confidence in Akeredolu through the ballots. The governor commended the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), security agencies, the good people of ONDO State, and all other stakeholders who worked to make the governorship election in ONDO a success. Bello particularly thanked Kogi State indigenous residents in our ONDO State for heeding his earlier call by coming to give their support to Governor Akeredolu's re-election bid. He expressed the confidence that the people of ONDO State will witness better governance and more dividends of democracy during the second term of Akeredolu. He prayed God to grant Akeredolu sound health, wisdom, and protection as he prepares to take on the reins of leadership of the Sunshine State for another 4 years. Governor Bello has ordered the distribution of 100 tractors and various educational instructional materials for school across the 21 local government areas of the state through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, as well as the State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB. Kogi State Governor Bello, while flagging off the first phase of the tractors and teaching aids in Lokoja, speak on the modest gains his administration has made in recent time. Speaking on the rationale behind the distribution of instructional materials to school across the state, Governor Bello said his administration recognizes education as the only solution to every societal problem.
It is very important, and let me remind us, that this particular launching of this farm implement and educational materials is not the first in this particular administration. In 2017, similar launching of this particular farm implements were conducted here in Kogi State. So also in 2018. We are repeating it again in the year 2020. Let me appreciate the Honorable Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, and all the management team, and the whole local government, 21 of them in Kogi State, for coming up to support this administration with this wonderful and laudable initiative. In Kogi State, we don't wait till you demand. In Kogi State, we meet your needs. We meet your desire. We are there before you make the demand. You will recall that there are several agitations for good governance in Kogi State and across the country. We have taken a lead, and one of it is what we are seeing here today. I want to believe that the beneficiaries of these various contractors are going to put them to judicious utilization. We launched a program called Cluster Farming System, launched by Appeals. Appeals is a program of the World Bank that Kogi State is among the first six states that is participating in this particular appeal program. We launched it in such a way that our teeming youths and women and farmers will be clustered in farming settlements, whereby various common utilities will be provided for them, and the facilities of at least 2 million naira each that will be given to them can be judiciously utilized. This particular tractor is going to complement the efforts of appeals in that direction. If you want to end insecurity, if you want your economy to be prosperous, if you want your community to really feel the impact of governance, then you must educate both the old, the young, and the children. That is why we are providing the modern learning facilities for our people in Kogi State. We are ranking high in the Committee of States in Nigeria.
With the distribution of these tractors, farmers are expected to have bumper harvest with less manpower on their farm, just as teaching and learning is expected to be greatly improved across the state with the aid of these modern instructional materials. The 2023 presidential election will hold on February 18, 2023, as disclosed by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmud Yakubu. He disclosed this in his goodwill message at the inauguration of the Special Ad Hoc Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution. The INEC chairman told members of the House of Representatives there are about 855 days left for the next general elections. Kogi State Independent Electoral Commission (KOSIEC) has directed political parties contesting the forthcoming local government election to start collecting nominations forms for their candidates. The commission, in a statement in Lokoja, said the collection and submission of the nomination forms will be on from October 15 to October 19. The electoral body, in the statement signed by Yakubu, the commissioner in charge of media and publicity, called on political parties to adhere strictly to the election timetable earlier released by KOSIEC. It said that delay or lateness in collection or submission of forms will not be entertained. The state has fixed December 12 for the conduct of the local government election in all its 21 council areas. The statement also quoted the chairman of the commission, Maman Eri, as lauding political parties in the state for the peaceful conduct of their primaries. He pleaded with all political parties to continue to maintain peace and order before, during, and after the forthcoming local government election. The chairman promised that the commission would conduct a transparent, free, and fair local government election, urging other stakeholders to be cooperative. The Kogi State government has joined the rest of the world to celebrate Girl Child in the city of Lokoja, the state capital. Secretary to the state government, Folashade Arike Ayoade, advised girls to pursue their dreams irrespective of obstacles they may face.
Let every woman stand their ground and make sure your girl child is well educated. For the first time in the history of the world, a woman is going to be the Director General of the World Trade Organization. For the first time, a woman, the Director General. It can be you, it can be you, it can be you. So if you decide not to go to school, we should be opportuned to get up there. Okoje Iwela, by the grace of God, is going to be the one, and she is well read. She did not drop out of school. If she dropped out of school and she got married without anybody caring for her and she just seated there caring for children, will she be nominated to be the DG? No. You stand your ground and tell everybody to their faces. If you think the forces are too much for you to say no, come and see Her Excellency. Report your mother, report your father that wants you to get married at your teenage age. Report them to the governor's wife. She has the listening ears.
She encouraged parents to desist from ill treatment of their female wards. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Fatima Buba Ibrahim, ascribed the increase in sexual assault on the female gender to the COVID-19 pandemic and commended the government for taking proactive measures against such in the state.
This year, under the theme, My Voice, Our Equal Future, let's seize the opportunity to reimagine a better world inspired by adolescent girls, energized, counted, and invested in. And adolescent girls worldwide assert the power as change makers. International Day of the Girl Child 2020 will focus on their demands to live free from gender-based violence, learn new skills towards the future they choose, lead a generation of activists, accelerating social change. The International Day of the Girl Child focuses on the gender-based violence to eradicate or eliminate child molestation or rape, which has eaten deep into society as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Challenges were enumerated while the Chief Medical Director, Kogi State Hospital Management Board, Zakari Usman, and other speakers who were at the event emphasized on the cultural and societal behaviors towards girl child, called on the government to do more.
When you cannot get your PPAD, what do? Can somebody be very honest and tell me the worst thing you have done when you could not get your pad? Be very honest, please.
I don't have pad, I don't have wrapper, but I use this foam.
I use a very clean clothes. I make sure that the clothes I will use is very clean and it's new wrapper.
And please, whenever you're your period, make sure you stay clean, cool, and dry. Moisture, maybe when your pants is wet, that area is always wet, it will cause more infections for you or increase your chance of having infections.
If it's a boy child, all the two father-in-laws will be dancing around the house. They will celebrate. But if it's a girl child, you won't see such fanfare. Even from the point of birth, the girl child is already what? Disadvantaged.
First Lady Rashida Bello said training girl child in the way she should go is building a successful and healthy nation. She said the present administration has continued to support and appoint female to man-sensitive positions, which confirmed that women can deliver if given the opportunity.
As far as Nigeria is concerned today, Kogi State happens to have the first female SSG. That is our digital SSG. It is on that note also that today we are electing our deputy chairman to be all women. And in the history of Nigeria today, my husband happens to be the first governor to appoint ADC a female. So you can see that I don't feel like it's a special day because as far as Nigeria is concerned, we are already leading. Women, girls, young girls that are gathered here today, this is my message to you all. We can be wherever we want to be, however far we want to go, however large we want to grow, we can be whatever we want to be. One, girls, we are going to look for a way, I think, to meet with our parents. We need to have, I feel we should have talk with them on how to handle the girl child.
Rashida said women can only add value to nations building.
They won't tell us, oh, let the girl stay at home and let the boy go to school. It's not working anymore. This is 21st century. It is not working anywhere anymore. And for the girls, we have to put ourselves together to tell the men, to tell our parents how important and powerful we are. And there's a slogan that says, no women, no nation. And it is true. because we are the mother of the future. We are the future. Yes. So it is on this note I want to appeal to you to please face your studies, read your books. I have a lot of reports from different schools. A lot of young girls goes into drug abuse. From drug abuse, they'll be subjected to all sorts of assaults. Please, when your parents send you to school in the morning, please go to school. Teachers, please make sure your register is working, because this is how I remember we grew up. In the school, every morning, we'll have to be in school before 7:30 so that you can be present in the register. I don't know if that is still happening in our schools. Please, if it is, please, make it work better so that we'll be able to play our part as guardians and as teachers.
Rashida Bello extended a kind gesture to a young girl who revealed a touching story of her inability to purchase sanitary pads during her period.
On menstrual hygiene, we are going to have a can in my office where we'll be dropping pads, sanitary pads every month. Come there and pick one. And then the little girl that told us she's been using, was it foam? Yes. My dear, I'm going to supply you pad that will last you for 1 year.
Gift items were given to girl child amongst counseling by motivational speakers.
I have learned that we should not be shy and we should be bold of ourselves and be confident. I feel proud and happy for what the government has done for us today.
We need to be bold, courage, and we should not allow any man to tell us anything stupid.
The event was spiced up with a piece of drama and displaying of cultural dance.
Children, don't worry about the thing, 'cause everything is gonna be alright. That's what I say.
Everything is gonna be alright. And even this man, look at him now. This one is old enough to be a He's old enough to be your grandfather. And you want to give out to this man, Baba Lima. You have to think about it again. It's not proper. It's an insult on the child's right. It's not proper.
See, look, my friend. Who is your friend, my friend? You listen. You will tell me you are educated. Look at this girl closely. Are you not old enough to be her grandfather?
Watch your tongue.
I'm not talking of you. I'm talking of your son. You are old enough to be her grandfather. See, please, settle them. Settle them.
My friend,
give them their money.
With the look of things, it's as if you are not in charge of your house. Now, I am going with my son.
Yes, Papa.
And when I come back, prepare to pay me my money back. This is a breach of contract. When I come back, you will pay me with interest. My son, let's go.
My friend, it has not come to
It has come.
No,
it has come.
Please, come back. I will give you.
Make sure you concentrate on your stuff. Make your mother proud. As I speak to you presently, women making waves in our community. Yes.
October 18 every year is a date set aside to celebrate girl child around the world. From the entire crew of the Kogi production, producers and presenters of Kogi In Focus, among others, celebrates the girl child. The world can be a better place if our girl child is well nurtured. If you're just joining us, this is Kogi In Focus, a weekly program package to update you on happenings within the past 7 days within the state, Kogi. For your sponsorship, event coverage, advert placement or contribution, please call our number or reach us through any of our social media handle displayed on the screen. Kogi State government has trained 150 youths to go across the 21 local government areas to capture details of who will be beneficiaries of BelloKEEP and BelloJeep empowerment programs to raise successful micro, small and medium enterprises to cushion the hardship brought to the people by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Commissioner for Finance, who doubles as the chairman, BelloCare's committee, Ashiru Idris, said the government, in collaboration with the Bank of Industry, has promised to raise youths off the street to engage in any businesses of their choice.
We are aware of the effect of COVID-19 on the economy of the state. It has affected a lot of businesses. Some closed down, some are still managing the kind of pay salary. By the time we get this data, it will be very easy for the state government to assist those in that business. So that's just the essence, just to make sure that the economy is regulated back to what it used to be before and more than that.
He described the data capturing training as a necessary step in getting a factual records of MSMEs in the state. The Special Advisor to Kogi State Governor on National Social Investment Programs, Abdulkarim Onyeke Suleiman, said there is no requirement needed to be a beneficiary.
We'll go to the feed, our agent will register, everything will be electronically managed, register the MSME, verify them, and those who are genuinely qualified will get the fund. And that is the purpose of this training session as part of the preparation for the implementation of the program.
The representative of Bank of Industry also spoke.
That's why today there is a whole lot of deliberate attempts called financial inclusion to bring people out of that excluded place and bring them to the included terrain.
Some of the trained agents commended the government, promised to abide by the training they received. At the end of the data capturing, funds will be granted to as many small businesses owners. The one-day seminar was organized by Kogi State COVID-19 Action Recovery Economic Stimulus, Kogi Cares. Kogi State Governor Bello has sent his greetings to the OONI of Ife, His Royal Majesty Oba Adeyeye ENITAN Ogunwusi Ojaja II, on his 46th birthday anniversary, noting that the revered paramount ruler has dignified himself as a staunch youth advocate. The governor made this known through a press statement by his chief press secretary, Onogu Mohammed. Governor Bello noted that Oba Ogunwusi was recognized as a vibrant voice for the youth in the country, who has also rendered laudable support to several young entrepreneurs within and outside his region. He also described the royal father as a peace advocate who, through his traditional stool, canvassed for peaceful coexistence and religious tolerance within his region and even at the national level. The governor reiterated that traditional rulers were the custodians of their respective traditions and cultures, and as such, they play vital roles in keeping the society sane, noting that the royal father has played such a role with so much dedication. Governor Bello praised God to grant the royal father long life in good health and wisdom to continue to rule his people towards the right path. Kogi State Governor Bello welcomed youths who led protests into Government House and addressed them, promised he will join them to end brutality by Nigeria security agents and, of course, ENDSARS.
I want you to simply just listen to me. It's a simple message. When you want to take leadership, you behave yourself in such a manner that you can be trusted to be given that leadership position. If you don't, nobody will ever take you seriously. And because we, the youths of this country, wants leadership role, wants to be involved in politics, want to be part of governance, of which, even here, you could see my deputy governor, you could see my chief of staff, you can see the woman behind me, you can see the woman as our SSG, you can see even the recent appointment of Adejoh, Anthony Adejoh, in my cabinet, made up of youths. You could see that because you provide about that platform, and I take that responsibility very seriously, we are doing our best to ensure that calmness, peace and tranquility, orderliness, security prevail in our dear state. My dear brothers and sisters, I want this message to resonate. This is a spontaneous reaction to brutality of police, not only police, but other law enforcement agencies in this country.
3 votes for our governor!
You have made your point very clearly. Like I stated earlier, specifically on the 5th of this month, and yesterday, the 13th of this month. Like I've stated clearly, you have won this war. But please, don't lose the battle. You have won the war in the sense that you've made a demand. For the first time in this country, the Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammad Buhari, very listening here, he had a listening here, very, very compassionate, have started taking steps and actions in addressing all of your demands. By constituting a presidential task force that is already reviewing all of your demands, having been granted, and SARS, as we speak today, has been disbanded. Anybody that is still parading himself or herself as SARS operatives are acting contrary to the law and orders of this country. I want to assure you that if you think and you believe in my leadership, which I know that you believe in my leadership, we all believe in the leadership of Mr. President. Let us give peace a chance.
He volunteered to lead the ENDSARS protest since they don't have a leader yet.
Happy that you have conducted yourselves in an orderly manner, peaceful manner, and you have articulated your points. I am equally pleased and happy that you have recognized that one of your own is in position of authority today, which is my humble self that is addressing you today. I am equally happy that you recognized that I am the first governor in Nigeria that lent his voice to your agitation, your demand, and your protest. I am happy that you recognize also that here in Kogi State, you have a leader in me that is taking your affairs seriously, even more than yourselves. Because ever since this agitation even was about to be started, I spoke on your behalf. I came out so proactively, not only speak on your behalf, but acted on your behalf. And that is why you could see that every law enforcement agents and agencies in Kogi State are even conducting themselves in an orderly manner more than everywhere or any other place you could find in Nigeria. And you could see that that is the reason why acts of crimes and criminality in Kogi State are far less and reduced than any other part of this country. You gave me that platform to be able to speak on your behalf. You provided that enabling environment for me to be able to govern and administer this enclave to the glory of God and to the benefit of yourselves and ourselves and our children yet unborn.
Still on ENDSARS protest, Governor Bello during a press briefing in Lokoja concerning the chaos happening in some parts of the country, he said the protests have been hijacked by miscreants. Kogi Group rain causes on suspected political talks behind the killing of Adejoh Akowe. Kogi socio-cultural group Ojiju Abadufu Igala Forum has condemned strongly the killing of the former chairman of DEKINA Local Government Council, Akowe Adejoh, who was shot penultimate week but died at the National Hospital, Abuja. The group suspected political talks behind the killing of the political leader, while lamenting that value for sacred lives no longer matter to gun-wielding talks in these days' politics, particularly in Kogi East Senatorial District. Reacting to the death of the APC stalwart, the president in council of Ojiju Abadufu, Chris Ukwenya, wondered how a political leader could be assassinated for the cause he believed in the name of politics, noting that the late Adejoh Akowe participated in a primary election exercise of his party where he reportedly bared his mind only for him to be shot the very night. They urged politicians in Kogi to see themselves as one, saying that the socio-cultural group is pained by the dastardly act, which was described as an aberration in Igala land. The president in council of the group tasked security agents to fish out the perpetrators of the heinous act. Reports shows that the former local government boss died at the National Hospital, Abuja, a week after he was shot. The deceased was a political leader of the All Progressive Congress in DEKINA Basa Federal Constituency and returned from an endorsement exercise of the APC's Local Government Council primary election before he was shot dead by the yet-to-be-identified gunmen at a restaurant in Ayimba. Kogi State Governor Bello has commiserated with his Oyo State counterpart, Seyi Makinde, over the death of his mother, Abigail Makinde. The governor's mother died at the age of 81. Bello, in a condolence message issued by his Chief Press Secretary, Onogu Mohammed, described death of a mother as painful and traumatic, given the kind of bond that usually exists between mothers and their children. He, however, urged Governor Makinde to take solace in the fact that the late Mama Abigail lived a long life and bequeathed good legacy for the state through the kind of children she had been able to raise. Governor Bello prayed God to grant Makinde the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss and eternal rest for the late Mama Abigail. This is where we wrap it up on today's edition. Our appreciation goes to Kogi Flame Media Outfit for their update on Kogi issues. Please join us same time next week on this station. I am Khadijat Mohammed, saying to you to keep doing to others what you want them to do to you. Goodbye for now.